And we're back. How's it going, guys? I'm like Butter. You can call me Drew, and this is the second part of our PSA submission. And if you missed the first part, you can go down. Hey guys, how's it going? Like Butter here. You guys can call me Drew, and this is the second part of our PSA submission. If you didn't see the first part, there will be a link to it in the description. You can also probably click something on the screen, and you can go over there and watch that first. If you missed that, we went through like all these cards, what I think they're gonna grade, and kind of just an overall breakdown of what getting cards graded is, and kind of why people get cards graded, so they can look nice and pretty like these. Can't see the grades on those because it's a little too high for the camera. But there it is. But anyways, let's get into it and kind of what we think the rest of these are going to grade. So this is a card from one of the E-Series sets, which is a bit old. Now, this isn't even a rare. This is just a reverse uncommon. But it kind of caught my eye because there's so much hollow on the card. And I was kind of surprised at how well the card looked. The card looks very, very clean. So I decided I was going to send this off. Got like a white speck there, white speck there. I think that this will probably get a 9, but we'll have to see. So I'm going to say 9 for that one. So for Alligator, I think this is from, I want to say this is from Skyridge. I could be wrong, but this for Alligator looks very good. So that is awesome. So you can see it's kind of swimming half underwater, and then you can see like it's kind of like a fish lens camera. You can see both. Very cool. This is looking very good on the front. So there's a little white speck up there. Nothing too crazy. Some small little white specks. I think this has a shot at a 9. I think at the very worst it'll get an 8. But remember, you gotta always look for compression marks, because one little compression mark on your card, and that can automatically knock it down to a 6 if they catch it. So I think that's gonna be, I'm gonna say that's a 9. So we have a triple acceleration energy, which is a gold card, secret rare. Now this card looks very clean. I think the only thing that I see on this entire card, which is I believe why I was getting it graded, if you look at the centering, you can definitely tell that the right side is thicker than the left side. Pretty substantially, actually, now that I look at it. So I think this might get a 9 because of the centering, but I've seen cards, especially when they're full arts or they're gold cards or rainbow cards, I've seen them slip by because it doesn't take the overall, look of the card away, in my opinion. That might get a 10. I think that's gonna get a 9. I'm gonna say that's Ho-Ho GX. This is from that other set that I was talking about, or from the collection that I was talking about in the last video. We were talking about the Shining Legends, the Shining Lugia. This is another one of the promo cards that you will get out of that super premium collector's edition, whatever you want to call it, the big red box. I have like 6 of them in the other room, just kind of holding them for long-term investment. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It's off centered. I don't think these usually get 10s. I think these usually get 9s because of the centering. So I think this is worth getting graded though, because Ho-Ho is a pretty popular Pokemon. It's not the most popular Pokemon ever, but got the cool rainbow rare um, texture on it and all that good stuff. And I don't see anything too wrong with the card. Now maybe I get super lucky and this squeezes by as a 10, but I doubt it, because if you look at the top, that centering is way off. So I don't think that's going to get a 10. I'll say a 9. So we got a Reshiram and a Charizard. Let's see what this is looking like. It's pretty good. Centering looks a bit off. Looking for any like surface scratching or anything like that. The centering on the front looks passable. It's a little bit off top to bottom. But I think this card, even in a 9, is going to be worth getting graded. So by the time I get these cards back, it's going to be probably 4 or 5 months. I'm assuming it would gain some value, but I'm not sure on that one. But yeah, I think that'll get a 9. This one here, centering looks somewhat similar. I don't think it's as bad as the other one, but the back centering it off. No specs though. I think that might get a 9 as well, but we'll see. It might be in the parameters for a 10. We'll have to see. Now this Charizard V, you see the left side's a little bit skinnier than the right side, but like I said, I've seen these kind of pass by. I think the reason I'm sending this one is because the centering on the back looks pretty decent, honestly. If you look at that, not too bad. I think that has a shot at a 10. I'm gonna say a 10 on that one. Might get a 9. Rayquaza GX. That looks pretty clean. Not seeing anything. If you guys see anything in the video, be sure to let me know in the comments below. So maybe, you know, if somebody saw something I didn't, maybe we won't get it graded. This looks super clean. Super, super clean. A little off center though, a little thick on the top. This could pass as a 10. I think it'll probably get a 9, but hoping for a 10. Just never know, really. It all comes down to the grader. So this Blaziken, I remember pulling this and saying, wow, the centering is actually really, really good. But the back, definitely the centering isn't great. Might look like a small little white speck up there. So I'm going to say that this has a shot at a 10, but I'm going to say that this is most likely going to get a 9. But for the most part, pretty cool looking card. I don't think Blaziken is the most popular Pokemon, but definitely worth the shot at the 10 in my opinion. So this is the secret rare Pikachu from Cosmic Eclipse. I am very confident that this one will get a 10. It looks like there might be a really small speck there in that bottom left corner. I don't think that's enough to deduct it because the centering is so good on the front. So I'm hoping that this gets a 10. This is a very good looking card. I think it might slip by. The centering on the back is all right. It looks a little off left to right. It means that this side should be a little thinner. It looks pretty good. I'm hoping this will get a 10. I'm going to say that that's going to get a 10. I might be optimistic, but you never know. Okay, so Evolutions Full Art Charizard. We pulled this not too long ago, and surprisingly, it is not that bad. Especially for Evolutions. Like, Evolutions is infamous for being incredibly hard to grade. And the reason for that is because the print quality was not very good. Because I think they were rushing to get Evolutions out as fast as they could because Pokemon Go was like exploding. And they wanted to get people back into the trading card hobby. Oh, wow, that's such a good looking Charizard. I don't know if that'll get a 10. It's a little off center. But I think it might squeeze by, honestly. I think that might squeeze by as a 10. I'm going to say that that's a 10. Now, it might be a 9, but I'm going to say it's a 10. All right, so we got a White Kyurem EX here. Centering looks pretty good on the front. Centering on the back doesn't look too great. It looks a little like almost shifted or like tilted here. So that might deduct. And there is a white speck on the right here, so I think this is going to get a 9. Still want to send it in though because it's a really cool looking card. All right, we have trainer card, gold card, Aqua Patch. Wow, this card looks really, really nice. Let's see. Just show you guys kind of how it looks. If you guys see anything, be sure to let me know. But I mean, centering looks pretty good on this card. Pretty spot on. And you know, the back. I mean, there's a small little white mark up there at the corner, but nothing too crazy. I think that's looking like a really good shot at a 10. All right, Lugia GX. Now, most of these cards are pack fresh. So Lugia, you got a little speck there. Maybe one in the corner. The centering is very, very good on this card. It's a little off right to left. I don't think it's outside the parameters though, especially for the GXs. I've seen GXs. I mean, if you look at let's see, if you look at this card, so this card doesn't have the perfect centering either. So this centering and this got a 10. And then if you look at the back centering on this card ain't perfect. But pretty good. I think this could squeak by as a 10 pretty rarely, but I think this is going to get a 9. I think that Lugia is going to be a 9. Shining Jirachi. This is a pretty nice card from Shining Legends. Now, there is a white speck up there. Is that enough to deduct it from a 10? Depends on the grader. Looks a little off center though. Let's say this is going to be a 9. I think that's going to be a pretty strong 9. Looks good. So even in a 9, it'll be worth getting graded. Blastoise GX. Centering on this card looks phenomenal. Centering on the back doesn't look that good. You can see that it's very, this is a lot thicker than down here. But I'm not seeing any like nicks on the corner or anything like that. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. So I think that has a shot. I think that's got a shot at a 10. I'm gonna say, no, I'm gonna be optimistic and say a 10 on that one. That could be a 9 though, for sure. All right, so Charizard from Generations. Now this wasn't even a rare card, but I think it's just such a cool looking card. And Generations had such a cool concept too. It looks really clean. This is the reverse hollow. See, you can see like the sparkles there. It's like got like snowflakes looking. But yeah, I think that's got a shot at like a 9 or a 10. I think it's gonna be a 9. I had to guess. I'm gonna say that's a 9. That's a good looking card though. Very good looking card. So pretty happy with that. Celesteela GX. The rainbow rare. Tell you what, this card looks almost spotless. Now the centering, not that bad. It's a little thin on the top. See up here, a little thin on the top. But I've seen like these full arts really squeak by. Might be a little too off centered for them though. But the back centering is like almost perfect. It's a little shifted this way, but for the most part, I think that's got a shot at a 10. I'm gonna say a 10 on that one. And like I said, I'm new to this. I'm not some crazy, professional at this. I've only gotten back into the hobby 6 months ago. So if you think you know better, just leave a comment in the comment section. I love the Snorlax so much. Like it's so fat and it's just sitting there. And he's got like a really happy face. It's just I love this Snorlax so much. This is from Unbroken Bonds. Looks pretty good too. I'm not seeing anything crazy. Corners look pretty clean. Centering looks decent enough. It should be in the parameters. I think that's going to be a 10. Now, I don't know if I'm saying it's going to be a 10 because I actually think it's going to be a 10 or if I just want it to be a 10, but here it goes. Here it goes. Brock's Grit. This is a very hard card to grade. It's so clean. You also got to remember, like, these are going to be the cards that I already looked through when it comes to sending in. So these are cards that I thought looked the cleanest, so it makes sense. Wow, that card looks so good. Maybe a little off-centered, left to right. The back, the centering on the back is perfect, spot on. No like chipping or anything. I'm hoping since this is evolutions, they give me a break on this card. So I'm gonna say a 10 on that one. That'll be really cool if that pulls a 10. Gardevoir and Sylveon, we pulled this not too long ago from a dollar pack. Looking pretty good. I don't see anything on the back. That was on the case. Oh, it would be so nice if this pulled a 10. All right, I'm going to say a 10 on that one. I know somebody's going to make fun of me and be like, you think they're all 10s. A lot of these are packed fresh, though. Gardevoir. It's Gardevoir EX. I'm not sure which set this is from. The secret rare. I want to say it's probably Breakpoint or Fates Collide or something. I don't know, but it looks really good. Really cool looking card. Centering might be off. It doesn't look off though. Actually, yeah. Top looks really thin. Bottom looks thicker. Yeah, I'm gonna say even though the back looks so good. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a 9. Could slip by as a 10 again. It depends on the grader. Alakazam EX. This one's definitely off center. You can see right to left. Right side is much thicker than the left. It's even got some whitening here. So I'm gonna say this is probably gonna be an 8 or a 9. I'm gonna say 9 to make myself feel better. Gyarados EX, we just pulled this the other day. This is the shiny Gyarados, which is the secret rare for this set, and I think this came from Breakpoint. I want to say it came from Breakpoint. So you can see it's a secret rare at the bottom, 123 out of 122. Now this card, unfortunately, is off center, so I think this is gonna get a 9. I think, see, with the gold borders, it's so easy to tell that it's off center. I think that this will get a 9. But yeah, I think it's worth grading even in a 9, as far as I know. Sylveon GX is definitely off on the back. You can see it's pretty thick, but again, they're much more lenient on the back of the card. It's more about, like, you know, the front of the card, really. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good though, for the most part. I just love Sylveon so much. I like this card. So even if this pulls an 8 or a 9, I'd still be happy getting it graded. I'm gonna say it's gonna get a 9. I think it's a little too off-centered. That's a pretty good looking card though. Ooh, one of my favorite Pokemon, Gengar. This is a Gengar level X that I grabbed on eBay for about 50 bucks, which was a little, I overpaid for it a little bit because the guy had it for more expensive, because obviously it's a very good looking card. Now I think there is a small little white speck in the corner there, maybe a little white speck at the top, but for the most part, this card is clean. Very clean. Front of the card looks almost spotless. I'm going to say that this is going to get a 9. It could potentially get an 8, but my guess is a 9. So we just pulled this yesterday. I think this is going to be a 10. I think this is going to be a 10. The centering is almost perfect. It might be a little thick on the top. You can see in the back a little thick. I think this will squeak by as a 10 because there's no nicks on the corners. You know, the surface is like perfect. We just opened it. I think the centering is definitely in the parameters, so I think this is going to be a 10, honestly. I really do. I really do. I hope that top, you know, that top doesn't, it doesn't look that bad. The centering. I think that's going to be a 10, hopefully. Pokemon Breeders Nurturing. This is a cool looking card. So it looks very, very well centered, left to right. Top to bottom might be a tiny bit off, but it's definitely in the parameters. Back of the card is like absolutely spotless. I'm going to say this is going to get a 10. And the last card, one of my favorite Pokemon, Fat Snorlax. I feel like I relate to Snorlax a lot because, how does it go? Eat until you're, sleep until you're hungry, eat until you're sleepy. That's my motto in life. So I think this Snorlax can pull a 10. Might be a tiny bit off-centered, right to left. Top to bottom looks really good. Back of the card looks almost spotless. Yeah, I think that's going to get a, I think that has a chance at a 10. So I'm going to say a 10 on that. So a lot of these cards, I seem to say that I think they're going to get 10s. But that's just actually how I really feel about it, you know? But again, like, this is a learning process for me, and hopefully a learning process for you guys too. So realistically, you know, we're kind of just guessing at the end of the day. We don't know what kind of grader we're going to get. You know, we might get a really, really, you know, lenient grader who's really, really, you know, just handing out 10s like crazy, or you could get a really strict grader who really just doesn't want to give out any 10s. And the thing that sucks about kind of sending in bulk is if you do get that one grader that's really strict, it can be really rough. Now you got to remember that these people are pretty much determining whether they, I mean, this stack of cards could be worth, you know, I don't know, something around $2,000, and it could be worth something around $200 based on the, you know, the grader. But I don't think those numbers are way off. But you guys know what I mean. That's very cool. So yeah, this is gonna be in my next submission, and hopefully, what I think I'll do is I'll do a follow-up video, and I will kind of show you guys what our middleman pre-screened them as, because he's usually pretty, like I said, he's been doing this for a long time, and from everyone that deals with him, I've heard he's pretty accurate and really knows his stuff. So we'll go through that, and we'll do a video kind of talking, and it'll be both of these stacks, and we'll see what he thinks our cards are going to get. And it'll be cool to kind of line up my guesses with his guesses and then see what they actually come back as. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you guys want to see more. Sorry about the camera angle if it was a little off camera a few times. I'm getting used to this new setup. I do want to get a better setup. I'm trying to figure out the best possible way to have a, maybe we can even do a top-down camera. This. I wonder if that would be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to drop the video a like if you enjoyed, and hopefully you learned something in this video, or hopefully I learned something from you guys. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. All right, take care, guys.